watch. It was so good. I always talk about like some of the different podcasts that I watch. This morning it was by the one I watched was Michael Beckwith. I'm sorry, I follow him. But this guy has this program called Evolving Out Loud. Evolving Out Loud, and his name is Kyle Cease. He used to be a comedian, but he travels all over now doing public speaking at colleges and stuff, and he talks about evolving out loud and what that means for us as humans. Hunter E! I just started playing Bobby Womack, Hunter. Happy Thanksgiving. But it's so cool, y'all, because he just walked through like how we are as humans and how we evolve, right? And that's something that's inevitable, right? Change is inevitable. Growth, well, you're gonna grow, but you may not grow mentally. But anyway, you know what I mean? But hey, Hunter E, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. You know, as a human being, we're gonna evolve, right? So it's our job to get active and participate in that evolution. Hey, Woody Han. So it was so cool. If y'all want to check it out, his name is Kyle Cease, and it's spelled C-E-A-S-E, and it's called Evolving Out Loud. And he just talks about like just the different challenges we have, and and I like the fact that he's not super religious and stuff either. And I think I've shared that with a few of you who've been on my lives before. I'm not super religious, but I do believe in God, you know. Vision boards, yes, writing it all down, Queen Ty. And he talked about how God is like, that's the way. Like if you're trying to figure stuff out and you're stressed and you're like, you know, it's like once we surrender and let go and be like, okay, what was I created for? You know, and I talk about that all the time. Y'all know I'm in this moment of like, what is my purpose? You know, after my mom passed 5 months ago, I keep saying that. It's like life just kind of, you know, stuff happens when you start losing people. You know, you can't help but have that conversation about life. Like, what is this all about? What am I here for? And so with my life coaching business, that's my biggest goal, is to help people get to that thing, you know, that whatever it is, because a lot of times we're lost. You know, I talk about this with my siblings a lot, and my friends, we talk about how we've all been programmed, you know, and I think when you become an adult, it's super important that you immediately start deprogramming some of that stuff, but we don't know at that time, right? We don't know until we're much later in life. It's like you start to look back like, wait a minute. What does that say? Baked vodka. Hello. Welcome to the live. Glamour me. Good morning. But yeah, I'm into that kind of stuff. Like just always on this pursuit to not necessarily find answers, because I don't feel like we'll ever get like a real complete answer. Good morning, the lioness. You know, I think it's a matter of like slowly, I don't want to say understanding, but like things just slowly start to make sense. You get what I'm saying? Because for me, when I say understand something, like to me, it like is very clear. You know, when it comes to this life of mine, I don't know about y'all, but this thing ain't clear at all. So I just stopped asking questions, and I'm like, I'm gonna stress myself out. Thanks for the likes, y'all. You know, like worrying and stuff. I stopped worrying, y'all. I think I just released or showed my video that I did last May in 2022, when I got laid off for the first time after 15 years with this company, y'all. I was not even worried, and it was so new to me. Like, I'm such a worrywart. I was so used to, like, being stressed all the time. Man, when I got the information to stay home the next day, they were going to let me know if I got fired, or let go. They call it laid off, let go. Man, it was just like, I slept good the night before. You know, it's a good feeling when you could train yourself to get to that place, you know, where you're not worrying. And I always talk about shifting your mindset, right? I always talk about that. Shift the mindset constantly. Whatever thoughts that are intrusive, I'll call those, my son and I talk about that. Intrusive thoughts are real, right, guys? Y'all can probably relate to that. You'll be in a good mood, and then boom, something just, all of a sudden you'll think of something. And it's always a hypothetical, right? It's something that's not even happened yet. It's something that you're like, well, what if? You know, we work ourselves up into a tizzy sometimes, you know? You know what I'm talking about, the lioness. You feel me? Isn't that funny how our brains work? I mean, I'm always like, I get mad sometimes. My son and I laugh about that, because he told me one time, he was in college, and he called me one day, he was having a tough time, and he kept saying he was having some intrusive thoughts, and it worried me, because I'm like, well, what in the world? And when he shared it, I was like, you know, we broke it all down, and it's unfortunate, but it happens, right? We even read about it, he had Googled it and stuff. And that's just the way our brain works, right? It's constantly in motion, you know, and you can actively participate in some of it, but some of that stuff is just, and that's why I always talk about that subconscious, right? Always making sure we're putting something positive in. So then, right, Queen